Hi everybody. I have been recovering from an illness this week and I've had a bit of a cough, so this vlog is coming out a little bit late. So I finally have had a cough-free night, so that's great. But I could be looking a little bit tired, so if I'm looking haggard, it's okay. I'm getting better. And this week has been an interesting week. I finally resolved the jeans issue. So this is the jeans issue part 3. So at the end of last week, I took my busted jeans in to Crossroads, and to their credit, they took them and they said, we will search everywhere to try and get you a replacement pair, but these have gone out of circulation and they're bringing a new model in. And I went, okay, great, see what you can do. So they rang me this week and they said, look, we can't find your jeans, but we've got a pair here that are straight legs that we think will fit you and look good, but we also have a new set of bootleg jeans in here that are high-waisted and we think they would suit you too. So I went, okay, I'll give it a go. So I walked in and I tried on the new tuck me in tummy bootleg jeans and they fit me like a glove, better than the old ones did. And I'm like, woohoo! Even better, these things were twice the price of the others, and they decided after all the hassle I'd had with 2 busted zippers that they would just do a straight swap. So I've come out with the most awesome pair of jeans, and I could get up and model them for you now, but I won't, because I'm wearing them now and they are awesome. So I'm, yeah, really happy. The zipper has not busted. I have worn them straight for 2 days now and I am like, yay! So I've had my friend Vicky up here 3 times this week. So I've had her up because her husband did the Landmark Forum, and the Landmark Forum is the most awesome 3-day course that actually takes you on an explanation of what you don't know that you don't know about yourself, and it transformed my life. I was a basically extremely unhappy and cranky person, and I had been that way. My earliest memories of myself being that way were at 4. So stuff happened to me when I was little that made me decide that if I wasn't going to be happy, then nobody else would. And that's just it, really simplified, but it was that whole story I had going on that nothing I ever did was good enough, that I didn't have the love of my parents, and that essentially my life was a whole big exercise in proving that I was good enough and constantly falling short in my own eyes and not getting the results. So if I did really well, my mum would say something nice to me, and if that didn't happen, well then that was just more evidence that, you know, I didn't do well enough, or she was really judgmental, or she didn't love me, or nothing I did was good enough. So I went and did the Landmark Forum, and I really got that whilst ever I thought about my mum as a jerk, or anybody as a jerk, then they would always be a jerk, no matter what they did and no matter how nice they were. And I also got that all the things that happened to me when I was younger were no longer happening to me now. And that I was creating a future where I was constantly reliving my past. And that for me translated itself into a complete transformation from not understanding why I was always angry and not understanding why I couldn't be happy, and having my husband frustrated with me because nothing he ever did please me, to living a life that I love, to being completely happy in everything that I was because I chose to be, to having a great relationship with my mum and my dad, whom I love very much and who have not changed. Let's just put it bluntly, they haven't changed. I've just stopped making everything that they do and say mean something about me, because that's what it's about. So my friend Vicky was up because Mike, her husband, was doing this Landmark Forum. And suffice to say, amazing results. I was excited for them. And then they were back up on Tuesday night for the graduation from the Landmark Forum. So here from Friday to Sunday, and then back up on Tuesday. And then Vicky had to take her twins over to the airport because they're flying out for missions in Korea. And I'm like, wow. So consequently, I haven't done much Skyping this week because my best friend's been here at my house all week. And she said that she needs to start, oh, there's the I've got to stop saying ums. She's got to start paying me by the night because she's here so often. And her kids are basically saying, yeah, well, you're there all the time, you're not here. Which is awesome for me. See, I'm still sick. A little bit. But I'm getting better. So this week I've been working on some awesome letter journals, and they have just gone out in the post today. So Jerry Bellini, there's one coming for you, and it's Christy Trout's letter journal, I think. I could be wrong. It's gone now, so I can't confirm it because, you know, having had a couple of kids, I'm like, yeah, a bit vague sometimes. And Teresa Sleeger, your journal's coming home to you now. So I have spent some time doing some extra. Just one thing on letter journals. This is my vlog, and, you know, I get to talk about things that I see happening all the time. With letter journals, I'm finding a lot of them coming across my desk where people are just doing a double spread and then sending it on. What the idea is that this is a collaborative thing. You don't just do a page and send it on. There are more pages in the journal than there are participants. So the author and owner of the journal should do a page to get started. Otherwise they're just, and give us an idea of what they like and what their style is. Then they should also have maybe a jelly printed page or some collage elements or something happening on other pages that people can either add to or paint over or do something with. Now, I have seen a lot of journals come over my desk of late that have lots of blank pages in it, and like Teresa, your journal had four blank double spreads left in it, and everybody had done basically to the letter what nobody had done anything wrong in this journal. Let me just stress here, nobody had done anything wrong in the journal. However, they could have done a little bit more and it's always nice to have a couple of pages in your journal that have maybe 3 or more participants all collaborating in, and they all sign their little bits. So here's something to have a think about when we're talking about letter journals. To have it a truly collaborative experience, the collaboration is all part of not just doing your little bit and sending it on, it's you all contributing to make something beautiful, maybe 3 or 4 participants on the one page. So you need to really think about all of that. I know when I send mine out, I do a double spread and I have collage elements on pages and just random bits and pieces. A lot of it I use my mail art. So if you've got mail elements and happy mail, start using those in your letter journals because it's lots of fun to do. And I also make an effort to make my covers quite pretty, and I like them to all look different because they still form, when you bind all these letter journals together, they actually form a page. So it's something important to bear in mind, that your journal is important as well, the cover. So that's enough of letter journals. But I worked quite a bit on them this week. And I must say, I did Tam's Laporte's free class for Ink Spray Love for Livebook that she's made available on her site, thewillowing.org. And that was a great class. And it was actually an idea I had for an upcoming prompt. So I've changed that now. I just, you know what, I love the fact that people from all over the world can independently think of the same thing and do the same thing whilst not knowing that somebody else has done it. So here's to original ideas and original thought. And thanks, Tam, for releasing that before I had actually done and completed that prompt and that lesson that I was going to do, because now I'm not going to do that. I would have had to have redone it because your lesson was so awesome and so similar to what I was going to do. So that's great. I had good fun with that. But I did a gorgeous page, and for those of you on Crazy Island Family, you would have already seen that page. But let me just get that journal out. So this is the page that I did. So gorgeous. And that was, I just love it. It was just great. And I had a lot of fun doing it. Tam's classes are awesome. And I did it because I was really looking at going and doing Life Book for 2015. Because I am one of those art journalists now where I love having original ideas, and because I'm on the journaling Crazy Island style design team, I get to think of prompts and I get to design classes and lessons, but I also love having a go at other people's prompts, and I know for me that it's a source of endless ideas. There are so many different ways that you can interpret prompts, so I love it. I just think that's just a really good fit for me. Not everybody wants that. Not everybody does. But for those of us who do, well, then we fit into a particular niche that is being currently met by a number of different organisations, including Lifebook, Journaling Crazy Island Style, Documented Life Project, that all offer something a little bit different. And but it's basically having an idea and running with it, and developing themes, and then working on your art and growing as a person while you're doing that, and getting better and learning all the time. One of the things I like about having prompts like that is it stretches you. And I've learnt this year that being stretched can create excellence. And if you are always in your own comfort zone and you are not being stretched and challenged, then you're less likely to grow. And that is something that I am experiencing on a daily and a weekly basis now. And it is something that if you want to grow in your skills, say you want to paint realistic flowers, then you need to get out and photograph some flowers. You need to have a look at all the different techniques, discover the mediums that you want to work in, and then master the mediums, and then master the flowers. And that will take a lot of sketching, a lot of drawing, a lot of painting, and a lot of practice. I could fill up a whole journal just practicing flowers. Same with faces. I mean, there's a lady on Documented Life project, Jackie Beeman, who draws a face a day. And she does it in pencil, acrylics. She does all different sorts of things. And I love the fact that I can have a look at one of her, and this is her mark of excellence, that she will continually do that every day until she gets it right and it becomes comfortable for her. And then she can do whatever she wants. And that's something that I really admire. That if you have a passion about doing something, and look, if you're in your early stages of art, you may just have a passion to master delusion things, or you might have a passion to learn how to sketch in general so that you can do whimsical things, or you might have a passion to do better lettering on your journal pages, or incorporate more meaning or colour and composition. They may be things that you struggle with. A lot of people struggle with a lot of different things, in which case I would just say keep going, keep going, keep going. Have a look, turn your weakness into a strength. If you feel that, I mean, there was a time where I didn't think I could draw a face at all, but I took Claudia Rossi's face class, and then I've taken a couple of other classes, and now I can draw faces, and I can draw them well, and I enjoy it, and I'm happy with my level of skill. But I like the way that Tam draws faces. I like the way that Jane Davenport draws faces, Claudia Rossi. I like the way that Gina Ahrens draws faces. There's a lot of different artists around that I like, and they're all different, and they all help to define my style. And I think that if you are passionate about getting better about something, then learn as much as you can. It's really important that you do that. So I'll get off the, you know, my soapbox preachy part, and just say a couple of things. So I had some challenges this week as well. And, you know, I had to talk to my son's boss, and we had to straighten some stuff out, and it was really good that he rang me, you know. When your kids are having some issues and you want to help them out, the worst thing that can happen is that you can get a call and it's only about the negative and only about the bad things, and and it's too late to fix anything or to help mentor them and help them grow. But all credit to this boss. He said to me, you know what, with parents that are willing to listen and willing to help, I'm willing to give this kid, you know, the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to help him grow, and let's partner together. And you know what, so a bad situation turned into something really, really positive, and I was like, yay. I love the fact, because I'm an employer myself, and I take a lot of time and energy to actually develop my staff. Like I always say to them, I have to get inside your head. I have to know how you tick and what motivates you. And I was listening to an interview with a high-profile newspaper editor today, and she had never been a journalist, but she was a great newspaper editor, and she said to me a couple of things that really stuck with me. One is, you have to do what you love. If you are not doing what you love, you will not be happy. You have to be proud of the job that you're doing every day and walk out of that job feeling self-satisfied that you got done what you wanted to get done, even if you haven't finished it, that you worked hard, that you achieved something good, and you're proud of the work that you did do. And if you don't have that, you need to go find yourself a career where that happens. So I thought that was really good. And the other thing is, you need to be really happy about choices that you make in your life, and don't just live to exist. Live to create the possibility of a fulfilling life. And that's something that I've learned in Landmark Education, and to be able to apply that to any part of my life, I applied that to my art. I'm thinking, I'm going to live a life passionately that I love, and I love my art, and I love my family, and I would do anything for them, except maybe cook and clean a lot. But, you know, another thing, I'm a pathetic housekeeper. Like, I admit it, I'm a pathetic housekeeper. And I am done apologising about how good that I am with that. I am not the perfect mother either. I am not. And my friend Vic will tell you that there are various stages of messiness and untidiness that she walks into when she comes to stay with me. And she was shocked that I had, when I was sick, made an effort to clean the entire house up when they were coming to stay for a couple of days, because I thought, if I clean up, then I can sit and relax with my friend Vicky for a couple of days while her husband goes away on this and does this course, which was awesome. It was a beautiful time that we had. We created some fabulous art. I did some fabulous pages, and so did she. And I did some classes, and I had some me time. So we spent some time arting together, but I had some me time, because I think if we put ourselves on a schedule, it's like, that's why I didn't join Lifebook this year, because I thought, between Documented Life, which I'm very behind on, and I joined very late in the piece, so I started late. And then I had the Journaling Crazy Island style project, and I had to get like a couple of months ahead in that because I had a Jules conference to do. So I was like, I have too much on, and I have to do it all. It's not I want to do it, it's I have to do it all. So it's all about structuring your life so that if you work full time, then you set aside time for your art, because that's your you time. That's like having a hot bath with bubble bath and a good book and wine. Like, my art to me is, well, I love to do that too, but I run my hot water out, so I don't get to do it as often as I love, so I'll art instead. Not that I create anything really beautiful while I'm in the hot bath, but it makes me a more relaxed and yummy person at the end of it. Oh dear. So I don't know, all these ramblings, it's like, I think, oh, what exciting. There is one story though that I'm saving for another time. It's like, I told some funny stories about my childhood to my friends this week, and they just cracked up. And I thought, yeah, they're great fodder. It's like, I love Shannon Green. It's like she writes these most awesome blogs about, she's moving house at the moment, and how exciting is packing up your house? Like, it's not exciting at all, but she finds a way to make fun in everything that she does. And although she gets stressed and she has a hard time sometimes, as we all do, because life is not perfect, I swear that woman just gets the funny side of everything. And she should do stand-up comedy because she's just amazing. And you know, in final, I was really sad by the death of Robin Williams and Lauren Bacall, but particularly Lauren Williams. Lauren Williams, there we go. Robin Williams. That man, I think I've seen just about every movie he's ever made. I didn't get to see him in stand-up comedy live because he didn't come to Australia that much. But I tell you what, I've listened to some fabulous interviews from him, and he was an absolute genius. And coming to light with all the stuff that's come out about his life, and how he was in the early stages of Parkinson's disease, and how he had it all, right? He had it all, and he still suffered from depression. So you can't look to your future and look at your circumstances and go, when I earn more money, then I'll be happy. When I have that car, I'll be happy. When my kids leave home, I'll be happy. When when I have that bigger house, when I join that country club, when I go and buy those shoes, Jimmy Choos, when I have that bag, when I... You know, happiness is not attached to retail therapy. We call it retail therapy because it gives us a temporary alleviation of stress. But it's temporary. And like, I'm like that with art supplies, right? I used to be like it with hats and bags and shoes. I was a real hats, bags, shoes person, and have lots of, couture stuff because I used to like to go to the races and things like that. And I would have to have the whole outfit. But I got out of that whole scene because it wasn't who I really was, and I got that I was just doing it to fit into a particular set of people that I had as friends at that time. And it's not that I'm no longer friends with those people, it's that it wasn't who I was. And who I am now, I'm really comfortable in my own skin, and that is who I am. And most of the time I get around, like today, I'm around in like a top and jeans and Ugg boots. And there's no makeup on, although sometimes I put makeup on because, you know, I like to look my best. But I've seen a lot of vlogs where people just are themselves, and that's who I want to be. And be really comfortable in my own skin and not trying to be something that I'm aspiring to be. I mean, I aspire to be a better artist, but I'm happy where I am right now, and I'm happy to grow. And I am happy to take on challenges that force me to grow. But that is all a choice that I make, and it is all part of a choice for me to be happy and a journey that I'm on. And so if you can just be really happy in that place, then you don't need to compare yourself to others, because there's been a lot said lately from Jenny Belly and the Frugal Crafter and a few other people. It just must be on a lot of people's minds that comparison can be really, really negative and a really destructive force in anybody's life. And you don't know the journey. See, Jackie Beeman can draw fabulous faces. I really admire her work, but I don't know the journey she's been on. I don't know how much work she's had to do to get to where she is. The same with the Frugal Crafter, with Lindsay. I don't know her whole journey. I don't know everything that she's had to do. She was talking about, should you just do an arts degree and pursue art as a career? And I've been thinking that, but I also think too, well, then you have to know how to market yourself, and people have to like your work, and you have to be able to be adaptable, And I met plenty of artists that they look down their noses because you don't just do fine art. Oh, you do art journaling? Well, you know what? Art journaling is a step up to doing anything else. I started art journaling around the same time that I started painting. And I practiced a lot of what I painted in my art journals. And today I art journal for the love of it, independently of my fine art, but sometimes marrying it with my fine art. It's just an expression of who I am, because how many canvases do I want to create straight away that I hang on the wall? No? Well, then I have to art journal, because then I combine them into books, and then people can just look at them and read them at their leisure and enjoy the art and enjoy the journey. Because the art journals are a journey. They're like my diary. They're like my scrapbook, my junk journal and my diary, all rolled into one. They are me putting myself onto paper, and they're something that I will leave to my kids. So, enough from me today. So, remember, learn something new today, because it keeps you young. Maybe not as young as, you know, maybe younger than me, or not. It doesn't matter. You're only as young as you feel. And this week I felt much older than what I am. So, but it keeps your brain active, and it keeps you living a life that you're passionately in love with. And that's why I say that. Learn something new today. It keeps you young. Because if you're always learning and you're exercising your brain and you're creating passionately about something that you love, then in neuroscience terms, it will keep you younger longer, and it will stave off mental illness. And that is a study that's recently come out that really impressed me, that thought, yep, if I can keep into my creative core and I continue to create passionately about that which I love, then I'm going to be healthier in here, which means I'm healthier everywhere. So enjoy your week this week. I'll catch up with you next week. Ciao for now.